Shirt sizes down for all participants, including the chaperones. If for any reason you didn't have the money to pay for your shirt now, that's perfectly okay. Next week, I'll still be taking money for those students and or adult chaperones that still need to make those payments, all right? $5 for the students, $8 for the adults. Just very easy, okay? But we're gonna go ahead and just get started. First off, I can't tell you how excited the band staff is, including myself, on this trip. It's going to be a great trip. We're going to see all that Disney has to offer. How many people have been to Disney before in this room? Okay, good amount. How many people have not been to Disney and this is your first time? A bigger amount. Okay. I will always say this, that, you know, we have students that come day in and day out that we see, and we teach them band, we teach them music, blah, blah, blah. All right? That's great, and we provide a lot of things that they are going to remember for the rest of their lives, but there's one thing that's unique to what we do and what other organizations here do with your kids, and that is take them and let them experience other parts of the world. And like this year, obviously, is Disney. In 2 years, it could be another place, all right? So there's lots of things that, in my opinion, you can't put a price on because they're going to remember these things for the rest of their lives. All right, that makes the experiences that they're going to have in a few weeks invaluable. So, anyways, let's go ahead and I guess get started just so we can get through the basic information. Okay, so obviously Disney 2024. I hope you enjoyed this slideshow presentation. I spent a lot of time and effort on it. Actually, no, I spent $10 and downloaded the template and put the information in. But that's fine, it's okay. You know, the mouse is really particular with its copyright, so they're going to get their cut. So I'm sure they got $1 of that 10. All right, so just basic info as we go on. So first off, the dates are listed. You know that. We're going to meet, call time at high school, the band hall at 10 a.m. on March 9th, that's Saturday. We'll get back around 10 or 11 the following Thursday. All right? The parks in order. First day that we get to Orlando is going to be Hollywood Studios. The next day, Magic Kingdom, performance that afternoon. Animal Kingdom. The next day, then Epcot. And after Epcot's the full day of being at the park, we get on a bus and we come home overnight. All right? Put us back here about 10 or 11. All right? Okay, more basic information. This is my cell. Adults, you need to have this. Students, do not. Do not. I will find who you are. I will find out. I have friends in the CIA. Okay. All the information, though, is listed. All right, so I don't need to read. Like I said, you will have access to this presentation, so you can look up and make note of the hotel address and all those particulars, all right? Band app is going to be for all communication, and the band app group has already been created. The QR code in front of you in a lot of the stands, if you don't have a QR code or you don't have access to one, just look around. Somebody probably does next to you. All right, I can make 50 copies and put them all over the band setup. So it is required, if you are going to be on this trip, that you download the app. It's free. Most of you are already on the app, but you need to join this particular group because I'm using this group as the means of communication of when wake-up time is, when you need to be in your room, what time is lights out, all those types of things. What you need to pack the next day when we go to Magic Kingdom, for example, because you can't just wear one set of clothes and not bring anything else because you're going to need something else to wear under your uniform and then another set after you've marched. All right, unless you want to change into what you had before. But either way, you're going to need at least one pair of changing clothes. So it's things like that I'll be using the band app as a main reminder. So even parents, if you are not going on the trip, you want to at least keep updated as to what we're doing and seeing. Students have the ability to take pictures and put those all on the band app website itself that only members can see. It's closed to the general public. It's very safe. But they can post pictures, selfies of them on rides and all that. So you will get firsthand viewings of all of the fun stuff that they're doing. Okay. All right. So going on from there, You got the QR code. You must join. Okay, so what to bring? Pricing wise, range of $35 to $50 a day. All right, now that does include a little bit of money extra for souvenirs. So if you wanted to be in the $30 to $35 range, that would be fine for food as well. And we'll talk about meals specifically because that, unfortunately, is the bulk of the spending money on this trip. If you've gone to Disney, you know that you leave so happy that they took all your money. Everyone just walking away that they just got robbed. So, anyways, it's very expensive in the park. So we'll talk about that. Sunscreen, hats, light jacket, possibly. They do have lockers. So if we get there, like 2 years ago we went and took the seniors, and we had to do the boat ride, the ferry ride to the actual park across the lagoon, and I thought I was going to freeze to death. Later it warmed up. They have lockers in the park for, I don't know, $100. I don't know what they cost. No, it's not that much. I joke. But it does cost some money, $10, $15 to rent the locker for the day. Put it in there. They keep the key, and it's fine. Okay? So have a light jacket or parka with you just in case you need it for this trip. Luggage. You want to dress comfortably for 4 days. So the stuff in your luggage will stay underneath the bus, obviously on the trip down. You want to dress to have at least, 4 days in the park plus 2 days travel, and possibly 1 or 2 more extra just to have in case something happens. Like I said, you'll need 1 change of clothes on that day of the performance at Magic Kingdom, just by itself, okay? So, medication needs to be cleared through the nurse's office for stuff that you're bringing. All right, so please email me if you're really concerned that your son or daughter needs to take something at a very specific time, and I will make sure that we assign an adult, most likely a director, to meet with your child at meal times or whatever, and make sure that gets taken care of, all right, in a timely fashion. But all that stuff has to be cleared through the nurse before we go to that next step, because if you email me and I go to the nurse and she goes, I have no idea what you're talking about, well, then we need to backtrack a little bit. So save yourself the time, contact the nurse first, and we'll go from there, okay? All right, and if you need emails on who that is, I can get that to you. All right, toiletry items and anything else that you want to bring. Okay, so here's the deal. If you've never done this trip before, I call this the Disney Death March, because you'll notice that we have very little downtime. It's go, 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 and there's a reason for that. 1, you paid a lot of money. We want to give your child the best experience possible. But 2, I want to wear your kids out, so that when they go to the hotel, they're not staying up till 3 a.m. bouncing off the walls, tearing up stuff. Not that they would, but when students are not exhausted, they find ways to make bad or poor choices. At least some students do. So my point is this: if they're tired, they're just going to bed, all right? So, and they will be tired by the end of that first day. So anyway,
I will too.
That being said, that's why I was bringing that up. You're not in your room all day long, guys. There's no reason to bring the PS5. You're not in your room but just to sleep, I promise you. All right, there's a pool on the property, a very nice pool, pretty large for these condominiums that we're staying at. So you will have pool time. You are not going to be in your room playing the video games. Don't bring the PS5. Don't bring the PlayStation 20. Don't bring the whatever number they're on. Okay? If they get 20, it's like cost $2,000. I don't know. So my point is this: don't bring anything that you can't afford to lose. All right? Because I will not be responsible. The school will not be responsible. The charter company will not be responsible. The travel group will not. Travel touring company will not be responsible for it. All right? So travel light is what I'm saying. 7 pairs of clothes, 6 plus that extra pair for Magic Kingdom. That's all you need. All right, plus toiletries. And we'll talk a little bit about that specifically, the toiletries, later. All right, real quick. Student safety is obviously your number one concern, your child's safety, also mine. All right? When we go on trips, I always tell my students, my number one concern is to make sure that you're safe. Then we talk about how you perform. All right? But the safety is the number one thing. So we've created a system where we can keep tabs on your students without putting air tags in all their shoes, which that's tempting for some students. All right? Without doing that, We created a system that is going to have multiple facets so we can keep tabs on where your kids are. One, we are at a park on each day. These are not park hopper passes, which do exist. We are not going to different parks. When I went to Disney, my senior year, we had park hopper passes, and those directors just let us get on the tram and go to any park we wanted to.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy. That I can't imagine letting, not that I don't trust your students, but just the safety things alone with that are mind-boggling. And we did. We went all over the place, all right? So, and those parks, by the way, are not separated by just a fence, and they're not grouped together. They are very much separated by lots of Florida Everglades, all right? So, anyway, so park groups is our first line of defense to keep your kids safe. The kids have signed up for groups of 3 up to 8, all right? And we will have a chaperone that will be assigned to receive a selfie of all the students in that group at noon, 3, and 6. So every 3 hours, that chaperone in charge of that group, that chaperone doesn't need to be with that group, but that chaperone needs to receive a selfie going, all the students in that group taking a pic of them about to get on the rock and roller coaster at Hollywood Studios. All right? Or Pandora's experience at Animal Kingdom. Whatever. But that way, we're receiving text messages of just a selfie of all the group, just so we know you're alive and well and you're having fun. All right? That's the first line. If students or groups do not check in, and we will instruct students before we leave each park to set alarms on their phones to go, okay, it's selfie time. Click, all right? That's all they got to do. For doing so, we give them a lot of freedom to go and have fun. All right? Of course, they got to stay in groups no smaller than 3. I do not want to see groups of 2 for obvious reasons. All right? 3 or more up to 8. I don't think I had anybody said that they wanted bigger than 8, so that's why I limited it to that. All right? So, anyway, the chaperones in the park will have my number. If there are issues or someone doesn't check in, immediately I'm notified or another director's notified, and we can start to remedy the situation and make sure your students are safe every 3 hours. All right? Finally, directors at the hotels. Directors will be responsible for certain rooms, and at lights out, we make sure that all students are in the room. The directors will tape the door to make sure that that tape is unbroken. There will be consequences for students that break that seal. All right? I said tape the door to somebody who had never been in band before, and they go, "You seal the kids in?" I was like, okay, no. First off, that's some pretty strong tape. It's not like Gorilla Tape or something like that. No, we don't do that. But we do it so that we can make sure that no one has exited that room over the course of the evening. Also, we will have security, hired security, patrolling up and down all the hallways during the evening times while we're asleep. All right? Just as an added benefit. Okay? Finally, the last form of communication, so you can reach me. By the way, parents, the easiest way, do not message me directly on the Band app, because by messaging me, it turns into 1 of 100 notifications, and so I won't see it, I promise. Anytime anybody sends a message through the Band app to the whole group, that becomes a single notification. So you can imagine everyone's uploading these photos, everyone's doing this. I don't see that. You need to text me, you need to call me, you need to leave me a voicemail, you need to email me. I'll be checking that as well. Okay? mperry@ptisd.org. I will be using the Band app to push announcements through to the group. It's more one-way communication so that everyone's on the same page. When are we getting up? What do we need to make sure we get on the bus with? Like, for example, the performance side of things. That will be more intensive as far as the information is concerned, because kids need to know where we're meeting at Magic Kingdom halfway through the day so we can start to get ready for the parade. Okay? So, be sure to be on this app. If you are not on this app, I don't know what else to say. I will be disappointed if any student is not on the app, because you need that information. And frankly, it's a safety issue. You got to have the information in a timely manner. Okay? Going on. Okay, Genie and the Lightning Lanes. Real quick, Genie Plus. So you can go online and download the Disney Experience app. All right? These two products, the Genie app, you can download, or the Wonderful World of Disney Experience, that's an app you can download. That's free. Within that app, that allows you to do things like you can check on wait times at rides to see how busy something is ahead of time. You can order food in advance, which is kind of cool. You're in line, and you know that the barbecue place down the walkway, we're going to be in this line for 30 more minutes, and we're going to ride, and I want my food waiting for me. I can go ahead and just order it. And then that way you don't have to wait in line and waste time in the park. It's really that's great. All that's free. Here's where it's not free. The Genie Plus is an add-on within the app that costs money. You have to have ticket numbers, and you have to have the ticket to verify that you're visiting that park on that day in order to activate Genie Plus. We will have ticket numbers for everyone available. Everybody will have a ticket that I will get a copy of. I don't get the actual tickets until the day of when we pass them out to the kids right at the stall, so they can't go, oops, I lost it, right? Because it's a pain in the butt to get a new one issued. All right, but I'll get a copy of the ticket and pass that out. All right, you also have the ability to reserve and pay a la carte for the Lightning Lanes. So you don't have to do the Genie Plus if you know you just want to ride one ride, and that's the one ride that if you don't ride it, it will be the death of you. Okay, fine. You can do the Lightning Lane and pay a la carte for that one thing. It basically allows you to set up an appointment where between the hours between 1 and 1:30, you can walk through the Lightning Lane and skip the entire line. All right? And maybe only have about 20 people ahead of you versus 150, 200 people ahead of you. All right? It's very convenient for setting up your day. The problem is you have to wait till 7 a.m. the day that it opens up. All right? You cannot reserve rides until then. So you have to have all this ready to go at 6:30, and you're like waiting. Okay, it's 6:31, 6:35, you know what I mean? Because it does fill up really quick if you used it before. All right? So certain rides through the Genie app are not available too. So if you pay for money for the Genie app, expecting to have access to all the rides, and you book your entire day, that's also not how that works. Because the most popular rides, like the Pandora experience, all right, that experience isn't available, I don't think, unless that's changed. I don't think it's available through the Genie app. So the most popular stuff, that's usually 2 or 3 rides per park, you have to pay a la carte anyways. So here's the other problem with all this. Y'all are in groups. The students are in groups. Unless everybody in the group agrees to pay for it, it does nobody any good to reserve your ride, because you can't leave your group to go do your ride because y'all are at one end of the park and 1:30 comes around and you have an appointment to ride that. You can't leave your group and go do that. So I'm going to suggest, we are at the park for so long, you will have time to ride everything. Students, stay away from the Genie app. Use the Genie Plus stuff, part of that. Download the app, order your burgers, you figure out the wait times in certain areas, do that on your own. That's fine, okay? But it complicates it because you're paying for a product that then, for a trip that you've already shelled out a lot of money for, and we're talking probably $20-$30 per day for the Genie Plus stuff. By the way, that changes based on demand too. I told you they're great at taking all your money and you leave very happy. It's the only thing. I wish my electric bill was like that. All right? So anyway. So that's my spiel on that. Now, adults that are going with your kids and you're turning this into a family thing, come and email me. I will email you your ticket numbers, because again, in order to set this up and to link all the accounts, you have to have the specific ticket number that's specific to your ticket. All right? So you got to make sure that you have to have that in order to do that. And you want to go that route, I'm all for that. I will support you 100%. Students, though, if you're in a group, it's not going to be worth it to you to do that. All right? Like I said, we're going to be at the park a long time. All right? You will have time to do all those things. Okay? I went 2 years ago and didn't spend any money on the Genie stuff. I waited in line 3 hours for the Pandora experience, which, by the way, incredibly worth it. All right, so just wait in line. By the way, you're with your friends. Who cares? Just enjoy waiting. Okay. Anyway, all right. So email me if you have if you want your information on your tickets, because without that you cannot set up anything or your reservations for the day. All right, meals. This is the most important thing, and I figured I needed to download some slides just to talk about that. All right, so Saturday, lunch before you come. We're meeting at say 10. Bring some food with you. All right, we won't leave until around noon anyways, but bring or eat a giant breakfast because we're not stopping until dinner. All right? So you're welcome to stop at Chick-fil-A and grab a sandwich, a Coke, and a drink, and hold on to it, and at 11 we can eat. That's fine. I don't care. All right? But we're not stopping until later on. Okay? And that's just to make good on time, because we're going to have to stop other times besides dinner to fill up the bus and to change out drivers and all that. That's always fun at 2 a.m. All right, so Sunday, breakfast is provided. The first day, we just get to Orlando. We're going to get there about 7 a.m. Sunday, and I'll talk to you about specifically that morning and that breakfast, but it is going to be at a hotel that they call the Hub. It is not our hotel, but they have reserved some ballrooms so we can get some of our stuff off the bus and freshen up and get ready for the day. All right? Because everyone has slept so well on those buses. I know. I remember doing it when I was a kid. I was like, oh, that's going to be easy. And it was when I was a kid. Here we go. Monday. Okay, sorry. So Sunday, we're going to go to our first park. Lunch is on your own. Dinner's in the park. You get a $20 gift card. That roughly gets you a burger, fries, and a drink. All right? Basically. All right? But lunch is on your own, so take that into account. You're going to be spending $20-25. Okay? All right? That evening, Sunday night, after we've gone to Hollywood Studios, we're going to go to a grocery store. All right? You will need about $20. Students are going to shop for themselves. I know this is scary. Because I've seen them at Buc-ee's at 2 a.m. after a marching contest. They don't go for the health food. They go for the
Cotton candy.
Yeah, the Takis.
And the cotton candy.
And the cotton candy. Yeah, so, all right. So meals. This grocery store is to provide the opportunity for your child to buy 3 breakfast items. My guess is, please just do it like a Pop-Tart, something simple. I do not need chefs going into these condos, which, by the way, have all the cookware. They have an oven. They have all the things. They have the dishes and the forks and the spoons. They have a frying pan. I don't need you to, I'm going to make an omelet, blah, 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 and buy the eggs and the cheddar cheese. Do I have a grater? Oh, I need a grater. No. Buy some Pop-Tarts. Buy a little thing of milk and Captain Crunch, and you're good for the week. Because here's the deal. The more you dirty up the kitchen, the more I'm going to stand behind you and watch you clean up that kitchen before we leave. All right? You're going to be doing dishes if you mess up that kitchen. So keep it clean. You want something where you grab a Pop-Tart, you're out the door. Because I know you're not going to want to get up any earlier than the very last minute before the bus pulls out. The dinner. One of the nights, I believe, after Animal Kingdom, that closes at 6. So we're going to be leaving slightly early, just as the sun goes down. We will leave, which means you can use your meal card then to pay for lunch at the park, which is $20. And then dinner is on you. But if you have a little Stouffer's lasagna thing waiting for you at home, you could pop it in the oven and you're good. All right? That's something you need to think about. So 3 breakfasts for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because Thursday we're home by then. And then, of course, 1 dinner. All right? And you can get something pretty cheap, $5-10. A Stouffer's if you want to do a family thing for the whole condo, that also works. So anyway, those I think are a little bit more expensive than 10 though. Actually, everything's more expensive than 10 now. So
Yeah. It's
all right.
Florida,
So
and it's in Florida, so, yeah.
Monday, breakfast in the room, bought by that grocery store. Please do something simple. I can't say that enough. Lunch in the park on your own, dinner in the park, $20. That's also the time that we're performing at Magic Kingdom on Monday. Tuesday, breakfast in the room again. Lunch in the park. That's where you use your $20 gift card. That's the Animal Kingdom day. And then dinner in your room. We're going to come back early, and I'll give you several hours to swim at the pool and just enjoy being with your friends. Everyone's like, I love Disney. It's like you can swim at anyway. They're gonna have the most fun with that.
Where's Wednesday?
Okay.
Where's Wednesday?
There it is. I put it in between the wrong slide. All right, so Wednesday. I was like, I know I made that slide. Okay, so Wednesday, breakfast in your room. Lunch in the park on your own. You got to pay for that. And then early dinner in the park. It's going to be $20. I say early dinner because I think we leave about 5. So you might be eating about 4. It is a little early. I get that. All right. And then we get back on a bus and we start heading home. A driver change about 2 a.m. in Alabama. Fun times. And then we're back here by 10 or 11 the next morning on Thursday. If we're running behind, we may stop for breakfast somewhere at a McDonald's or something just to put some food in our stomach, freshen up, that sort of thing. But if we're getting here early and we make good time at 9, we're just going home. All right? Believe me, I will be ready to be home by then. Not that I have not enjoyed spending the Disney with your students, your kids, but I'll be ready. And frankly, the kids will be too. They'll be pretty tired. All right? Disney Death March. It's always so much fun. So, all right. So look at, just to make it easy on you, I listed all the stuff that you're going to be responsible for meal-wise. All right? So 3 fast food stops. All right? 4 meals in the room. That's 3 breakfasts and 1 dinner. 3 lunch meals, probably $20, $25 each in the park. All right? And then, of course, I said each dinner is covered with your $20 student card. Students check prices before ordering, okay? So if you want to use $20, make sure that you're not going over that. All right. Finally, things to remember. We talked about everything else but this. Okay, the hub, that's the hotel we arrive at when we first get down to Orlando. No, we're not staying there. It's not our actual hotel. It's just a hotel that they've rented out the ballrooms. Here's what I need you to do, parents, chaperones, and students. When you pack, please do this, and I actually said that. Put toothpaste, anything you need to freshen up with, put that in your carry-on bag or backpack on the bus. Because here's what's going to happen, and I will not be happy because I've been up all night because I don't sleep on those buses. So I will try not to be grumpy, but here's what I want to avoid. You get off the bus at this hotel, you see everyone starting to freshen up because they have their cute little backpacks on, and they pull out their toothbrush, toothpaste, their deodorant. They're freshening up, blah, 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 putting on your Gucci cologne because you're going to try to impress somebody at Disney. Oh, sorry, Axe. Not sorry. I went a little too fancy. All right? You do all those things, but well, you see everyone else doing it, you're like, oh, all my stuff's under the bus, buried under 20 bags of luggage. I'm not digging it out for you. All right? And I really don't want to ask the bus driver to help you either, but I will. Okay? They're not paid near enough to do that. So, guys, when we get to Orlando, you need to have all your stuff, most of it packed in your bag, but your toiletries and your first change of clothes, and I do mean a full change of clothes. All right? That's all I'm going to say about that. Full change. All right? You need that stuff with you on your person so you don't have to dig it out of your bag. Don't make us dig through well, if you ever rode a charter, you know. Those cargo areas are pretty big. They can hold hundreds of bags at a time. I don't want to have to go look for the pink backpack that's buried under all that stuff, okay? Got it? So, please, don't do that. Just have it on you. Ready to go. they will have a ballroom and have tables set up, a buffet style breakfast. You go get food and all that. All right, that is covered. And then, of course, after that, we go to our first park. Then we go. This is the Death March part. Then we go after being on a bus for 18 hours and then at a park for 15 hours. Then we go grocery shopping. That's always fun. And then we go to our hotel that night about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. All right? And at that point, all the kids are like, let's go swim. And I'm like, no, go to your room and go to bed. All right? So, anyway, that's the hub. That's the thing about the hub that I want to avoid is having to search for luggage underneath. Don't do that, please.
I have a question.
Can I get through this one quick thing? I got 3 more things to talk about, and then we'll do questions.
Okay.
Thank you, guys. Monday performance, obviously Magic Kingdom. It's going to be later in the afternoon, I think 5:30, depending on their schedule. All right, change of clothes, I talked about that. The buses will be parked in a secured area, so we might have access. But again, that's why you're on the band app, so I can text everybody through that and let you know what's happening and where we need to meet. Okay, so please be aware of that and check that often. All right, groceries, I talked about that. That's that night, the first night after our first park. 4 meals, 3 breakfasts, please go simple, and a dinner. Go simple, something you can throw in a microwave or the oven. All right, then of course your condos. There is a pool, so bring swimwear if you want to go swimming after Animal Kingdom on Tuesday. All right, guard security will be available at these condos also. The 2 large rooms per condo, there's a king in one. There's 2 full-size beds in the other room, and then there's a sleeper sofa that sleeps 2. So that's how 8 kids are going to stay in the rooms. All right? I believe, not quite sure, but I think they said that the 3 to a room, or the 3 people, condos like some adults did the 3s, I think there are 3 rooms. All right? 3 separate rooms, I think. I'll find out.
I don't think so.
Okay, might be 2, so which means somebody gets a sleeper sofa, or somebody shares the full-size bed with the
There's 2
king.
full-size beds, so that's each one person and then a king bed.
Okay, and a king bed. So anyway, those are the accommodations. I didn't want there to be any confusion as to. I was expecting 8 rooms connected to a central hub, and every kid gets their own room. No. That might be in the Disney Resort, but not here. Okay. That's all extra. Okay, any questions on what I've talked about? Question time, go.
Okay, so.
Thank you, by the way, for being patient.
No, you're welcome. The change of clothes, that'll be for what they're gonna wear the first day at the park when you guys get there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then will they be able to take like a backpack with them into the park? full of
Yes, you
stuff?
can.
Yes, they will, but they be ready for search of that.
Yes.
They're very particular about that. But yeah, they will search for all that. You are not allowed to bring food items into the park, if I'm not
No, you
mistaken.
can.
You can take food and drink into the
Food
park.
and
Okay, all right. So
Anything, yeah.
they just have to check
No
everything.
weapons, yes, they have to
yeah.
check.
No pocket
weapons,
knives, nothing
yeah,
like that.
No pocket knives. Okay. No lighters. Okay. All right. So just be patient. It takes a long time for everybody in the group every time we go into a park to get through security. So the less you take with you, the better. But also be prepared for it to be cold in the morning. So bring a light jacket. You can always get a locker and store it.
They can also take a water bottle in, and all of the quick service places will fill it up with ice water for free.
Okay, that's good to know. So you hear that? You can bring a water bottle in, and they will put ice water in there for free. So you don't have to pay for soft drinks every time or bottled water. Which, by the way, their bottled water is I think like $5 a piece, just for water.
Drinks
So-
Coca-Colas or more, so.
Right. Okay. Yes.
Okay, probably dumb question,
No dumb questions here.
times we live in, but if I just send him with a Cash App card and no cash,
I don't know if Cash App is accepted everywhere we're going. That's my only concern.
If it's a physical card.
Oh, it's a physical card.
It's a physical
Well,
card.
then that should be fine.
Yes.
Like a Visa or
It's like a
MasterCard.
preloaded debit.
Got it. Yeah. Perfect. That should be fine. I'm always wary. One time I was in Europe with a friend, and it was I was like walking commercial for this. He stuck in his debit card and wanted cash from an ATM, and I go, wouldn't it be funny if it ate your card? Because I was a stupid college kid. It ate his card. Yeah. So yeah, we were stuck in London, and he had no cash on him, and we were supposed to get on a train to Paris. But anyway, so yeah, that's why I'm always wary. I always like to have cash on hand when we go places. But anyway, then again, ATMs don't eat cards anymore. They take it, scan it, and give it right back to you too. So yeah, hey, wouldn't it be funny? Stupid. All right. I really wasn't a dumb college
Wasn't very
kid.
funny, was it?
No, it wasn't. Not. Yeah, right. Wasn't funny then. Sorry. Yes, the $20 card can only be used in the park, though. Oh no, there's cash too. Yeah. Yeah.
She's asking if it was cashless.
No, it's not cashless. Yeah, you can use your cash. You can use your card that we're going to give you, the $20 gift card. All right, not all the places will accept the gift card, I'm being told. It has to be food. I believe if you try to go to a souvenir shop, you cannot use the $20 food card to buy a trinket that you're going to lose on the log flume ride. All right, and then you go hungry because you didn't, you know what I mean? So, which I like, so I know that everyone at least is getting something to eat. Questions? Any other questions? I'm so sorry we didn't have enough chairs. I wasn't sorry. I'm seeing y'all sitting on the floor powwow style. Sorry.
So over-the-counter meds like Tylenol or Advil.
That still needs to be given. Yeah, that still needs to be given to a director. I've been instructed any medication, as long as I have a note from you, signed, dated, notarized. No, just kidding. But signed and dated. Yeah, lawyer present, maybe. You know, I can give that stuff if needed.
Will you be available at any time in the park?
Yes. Yeah. No. If somebody needs something, I will be there. I will leave whatever line I'm in and make sure that people get what they need. Hopefully, it's not something like I need it now because I'm injured. It's a pre-planned thing, and we can make arrangements for that. All right. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
She was going to ask you, but I doubt it. She has to
Okay.
carry an EpiPen for an allergy.
Yes.
How, and she has, for her doctor, it's where she has to carry it on her person.
Okay.
So do I still need to go through that? The nurse has all that documentation.
Then no, that's fine. Then I will go to her and say, do you know about this student carrying an EpiPen? And she'll go, yeah. Then that's fine. What I don't want is somebody who has medication and the nurse have no record of them. Since it's a school event, we're going to do this right and have the nurse be on the same page as me the entire time. Okay? Yes? Over-the-counter medicine. She's just Tylenol. Yes, saying if it's okay if he or she needs to take it at a certain regular interval. If it's prescription, I need to also know it goes to the nurse too. Okay, I see what you mean. Yes, over-the-counter stuff, no, it's fine for me. Prescription, obviously, inhalers, EpiPens, all that stuff. If you need a script, go to the nurse first, or at least let her know. It probably already does know, but anyway. All right, any other questions?
When are we supposed to meet with the nurse and give her a list of the prescriptions and when they're
In the next 2 weeks.
like 14 or
Yeah, right here. Yeah, easy. Yeah, I just want to avoid something where someone's taking prescriptions and then something happens and I call the nurse because she'll be the first one I call besides Mr. Branson, and she'll go, I have no record of her taking this medicine. Yeah, then we have a problem. So I want to avoid that. All right, anything else? Yes.
All parents that are attending need to do the background check.
Yes, thank you, all parents. If you are going as a chaperone, even if you're going
On the bus.
on the bus, off the bus, I don't care. You need to fill out the Raptor online. I should have made that on the link for that as well. I might do that after you guys all leave before I post it. But online, through volunteering, through PTISD, all adults 18 and over need to fill out that, unless you're a student, senior, need to fill out that form. It doesn't take but 3 days to go through, do a simple criminal background check, and then you're good, all right? But you cannot go on this trip until I get cleared that all the chaperones are clear to go, okay? In what way? 55 passengers, about 40 people per bus. So there's plenty of room. All right, I'm going to ask that all adults have 2, and then students sit side by side with other students. All right, unless it's like a mother-daughter combo, or that's fine. But and you want your kids sitting next to you, I don't care. But I'm trying to be nice to the adults so you can spread out a little bit and be a little bit more comfortable on a charter bus for 18 hours.
And the bus
I'm
assignment's
so
already
looking
done?
forward to that, as you can tell.
How are the bus assignments done?
Yeah, bus assignments have already been done. If you want to know what bus you're on, I've done that. I've already made that. If you want to change, I can easily email the tour company and they can make that change. But I let the kids pick, and then I put the chaperones on, just evenly spaced them out, just to make sure that there was open space evenly throughout all 3 buses. But I'm flexible with that. That's not a big deal to me. Okay? So nothing's set in stone. Don't freak out. Parents, please. Okay, yes, ma'am.
Am I going to need to find you on Wednesday before y'all leave to check him out?
That's right. You're already there. So, okay, so that's a good question. Anybody, and this has happened, you're not the first one to do this. Anybody that's keeping your child at Orlando and they're not riding, I need to see you with them, and we officially waive the universal signal for they're with you now. Right? Liability and all that. That's my worst fear. Even taking them to another school to play. Even then, I don't want to leave a kid somewhere where they don't need to be. That scares me to death. So that's easy. As long as I know you got him, and that's easy. Yeah. If you want your lawyer there, and we can do a notary thing if you want, yeah, that's fine.
Do I need to
Okay.
find you to let you know I have it?
Yeah,
or
yeah,
can
that's
we
it.
just- okay.
Yeah, I need to see the 2 of you.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Anything else? Yeah.
I was thinking that maybe if
could
the
go
boosters
Facebook
or
Live or
something,
something.
we could go Facebook Live maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, so
we
some
could post
parents
up
might
somewhere.
do that. Can I ask the boosters then to come up with some instructions, just to make an announcement or something on who's going to be doing that? I don't know anything about Facebook Live.
We can decide, and I'm sure they can get it with.
I'm a millennial, so I don't know anything about Facebook. Yep.
I'm trying not to step over
Who's the president?
Samantha.
Okay, so maybe we can figure out a way to do that. That would be great. All right, so that they can see the band coming down. Any other questions? It's a good thing. All right. Okay, I'll be here. If you have personal questions or anything you want to ask, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. Thanks.